Greetings gamers, I'm Eurogamer's YouTube editor Ian Higton, and oh my word, look how shiny Snake's bum is. Well, if you could only see how much I'm blushing right now. Ooh, cheeky. Now, what do you want first, the good news or the bad news? Let's start with the bad, shall we? Metal Gear Solid Ground Zero's main campaign isn't 2 hours long. For a lot of players, it will be even shorter. The good news? After 8 hours, it still remains fun, if only just. What's up? Let's get the facts out of the way. Ground Zero's main campaign is a single mission. Depending on one's playstyle and a bit of luck, this could realistically be completed in under an hour. Others will take it slow, experiment, and maybe start over every time they're spotted. Under these conditions, it could last upwards of 4 hours, but here's the twist. Ground Zero's main mission is only a tiny sliver of what the game has to offer. Upon completing it, you'll unlock 4 side missions set in the same environment. Some of these are entirely combat focused, while others are stealth based. Some flesh out the series' incredibly convoluted narrative, while others are silly one-off scenarios. All range between 15 and 45 minutes and come with their own truncated end credit sequence, as well as the series' trademark cryptic audio Easter eggs teasing further plot revelations upon completion. Irritatingly, the 2 best side missions are split between console exclusive bonuses and are stupidly difficult to unlock, but more on those later.
This is an infiltration mission. You've got to stay out of sight.
The entirety of Ground Zeroes is set in Camp Omega, a loose yet obvious riff on Guantanamo Bay. Snake has arrived at this mysterious facility to rescue Paz and Chico, a couple of kids Snake met in Peace Walker who have since become followers of the man who will one day be known as Big Boss. On the surface, rescuing kids is an easy enough objective to understand, but if you want further context as to who these children are and why we should care, that info is in Ground Zeroes. Good luck trying to understand it, though.
Some of the guys are saying, you know what? Best we just drop this, right?
Sure.
Short and confusing may not be the most ringing endorsement of Ground Zeroes, but the truth is, once you get past its micro-scale and bewildering backstory, this prelude to Metal Gear Solid 5 delivers the goods in ways the series has only hinted at in the past. Too small to really be considered an open world, Ground Zeroes is still an open level, with its wide terrain hosting a spaghetti-like pattern of routes devoted to different playstyles. Before you start piecing together its detailed systems, you'll notice that the basic mechanics and design have been minimised since Metal Gear Solid 4, a decision that's sure to be divisive. You no longer have a camouflage percent dictating how hidden you are, so you'll have to rely on trial and error to gauge the effect things like darkness and shrubbery have on your concealment. Snake doesn't have a stamina or psych meter this time around, nor does he have a radar. Instead, players must zoom in with binoculars to tag enemies, making their movements visible even behind walls. Elsewhere, the formerly near-sighted enemies are now better equipped for open terrain and can spot you from further away, especially if they're manning searchlights. Further stacking the odds against you, aiming is a lot harder to pull off from a distance, as bullets are affected by distance and gravity. Another neat detail this more open format brings with it is player-controlled extraction points. At any time, Snake can summon a chopper to specific landing zones, where he can leave the area or deposit prisoners of war. The first time this happens, it feels like a scripted event, but by the end of the main mission it shows its true colours as a slice of true tactical decision-making. Do you try to clear out a landing zone of its enemy population, or do you try to carry someone to a more remote location further away? Perhaps you'll be able to clear out just enough enemy forces that even if the helicopter is under attack, you can make one risky push for it amid enemy fire. If you go with plan C, is disabling the enemy's anti-air turrets enough, or should you risk making a scene by planting C4 on that tank? Ground Zero's small world is packed with such choices.
Huh? You okay?
So then, what about each console's exclusive bonus mission? Well, the Xbox One's Jamais Vu mission stars Raiden, who runs a lot faster than Snake, but otherwise operates the same. Your goal in this mission is to eliminate a gang of body snatchers who can only be detected by tagging them with your binoculars. It's a fun little jaunt, and it gives non-lethal focused players a chance to muck about with the game's deadlier weaponry, but it's ultimately insubstantial and ends with a frustrating, overly long shooting sequence. The PS4's Deja Vu mission is a real surprise. In this goofy side quest, you're tasked with recreating photographs of areas in the level that recall the first Metal Gear Solid. Find the right angle to snap a pic of a chopper and two soldiers, and the picture is automatically taken, which brings with it a funny cutscene comparing the new game to its 1998 forebear. Like Jamais Vu, it's not a huge boon, but it is an amusing aside for exploration-loving, secret hunting players. So Ground Zeroes is hardly essential, but it accomplishes what it set out to do in giving the players a taste of how a more open-ended Metal Gear adventure might feel. Its wealth of strategies and secrets unearth plenty of tactical treasures for those willing to dig, something the premium price deviously encourages. Those expecting a full game are going to be disappointed, however. Ground Zeroes does feel like a very expensive demo, but it's also a very, very good one.
Quiet? Seems they tracked down the prisoner that got out.
That guy.
Execution order's been given on the down low. They're about to do it now.
Right. I'll go.
Tell him from me, man. It's nothing personal.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this preview video. Please do subscribe for more gameplay previews, exclusive interviews and interactive live streams. And if you're hungry for more solid info on this game and the Phantom Pain, head on over to Eurogamer.net right now. Our US news editor Jeffrey Matleff spent a couple of days at Camp Konami in Japan, and he brought back some amazingly detailed articles that are full of juicy intel. I could say our site is ground zero for Metal Gear Solid 5 news, and there will be a phantom pain in your ass if you miss out. But that would make people want to hit me again, so I won't. Bye-byes!